Welcome to Television Sydney News. I'm Christina Pollard. It's great to have you with us. In this week's bulletin, the Prime Minister visits the University of Western Sydney for a major announcement, the Hills community mourns a hit-and-run victim, and the world's biggest koala could be on its way to Campbelltown. Prime Minister Julia Gillard arrived at the University of Western Sydney Parramatta campus to make a welcome announcement on a funding injection for a historic building. Bianca Martins reports.
Prime Minister Julia Gillard has visited the University of Western Sydney's Parramatta campus to announce a long overdue cash injection in refurbishing the female orphan school. Among those in attendance were former Labor leader Tom Uren, Gough Whitlam's son Nicholas and Senator John Faulkner. The Prime Minister revealed that her government would commit $7 million to restoring the interior of the historic female orphan school, to bring the Whitlam Prime Ministerial Library as well as its contemporary galleries and exhibitions all in one place.
And today we enable the job to be completed with a grant of $7 million to achieve full restoration and functionality of its eastern wing. That work will include a public library displaying a collection of Gough's personal books and papers, plus accommodation for the institute itself.
Prime Minister, this is, my notes say, a very good day. This is a fantastic day. We are so excited.
Here, I think, Prime Minister, is a chance to preserve not just our heritage, but to contribute to public benefit in the present.
The Prime Minister paid tribute to Gough Whitlam's late wife Margaret by formally naming the existing gallery spaces within the school in honour of her.
Perhaps for all of us, most poignantly, it will include a public gallery on the top floor named in the honour of Margaret, remembering her lifelong connection with the arts.
While Nicholas Whitlam welcomed the funding, he revealed it was the first time his family had heard of the public exhibition space being named after his late mother, Margaret.
No one in the family had any idea that there was an idea to name the public exhibition space in the name of our mother.
The building was built just 25 years after European settlement, and next year marks the 200th anniversary of the laying of the sandstone. The restoration is expected to take years to complete, and once finished, it will house the Whitlam Institute and Margaret Whitlam Art Galleries, as well as restoring the country's oldest three-storey public building. Bianca Martins, Television Sydney News.
The Hills community is mourning the death of Andrew Heffernan, who was killed in a hit-and-run outside Castle Towers last Saturday. The 23-year-old from Glenhaven had been celebrating with friends at the Hillside Tavern after getting a new job. His former boss, Shade Real Estate Director Dick Crampton, said everyone at the company was devastated by the news of his death and that Andrew had been a very popular member of staff. A Glenwood taxi driver has been charged over the death and was granted conditional bail to face Parramatta Local Court on June 18. A police officer who rescued elderly people from November's horrific Quakers Hill nursing home fire has been named Blacktown's Officer of the Year. Leading Senior Constable Luke Malackas was recognised by the Rotary Club of Blacktown for risking his life carrying patients out without a breathing apparatus.
Seeing particularly those old people injured and burnt, and most of them in the weeks to follow died, that we did save, was very disheartening. And I take encouragement that we did as much as we could, all of us there. And my achievement doesn't stand out amongst anyone else, as everyone did a great job. 21
of the principal aged care nursing home's 96 residents had died as a result of the fire by January.
It's what drives me to continue. I've got a passion for this job. I enjoy it. I love the 5% of the time in this job where we fly by the seat of our pants. There's plenty of mundane and report taking, but it's just that small percentage of our job which really is unpredictable and can be traumatic and can be incredibly rewarding, and that's what I love.
The officer was also acknowledged for performing CPR on a woman with a throat injury during a domestic violence incident in Layla Park while the offender was still in the area.
My experience, I guess, with the lady in Layla Park and the fire was stressful, no doubt, and I'll never forget both of those incidents. I think that the lady was in Layla Park was very personal in that we tried to save her, but she died right after our having a hands-on attempt to save her life, and that'll always affect me. And with the murderer being there and arresting him, it was something which I'll never forget, and it's affected me personally, and it did closer to the time as well. It takes some time to recover.
Pollution from Sydney's central business district is finding its way into the lungs of Bringelly residents. An air quality report found ground level ozone exceeded the national standard 14 times in the past 3 years. Camden Mayor Greg Warren has called for a regional approach to transport after Narellan Road and Camden Valley Way topped the list of the worst roads in southwestern Sydney. The findings were included in a statewide survey conducted by the NRMA. In a New South Wales first, Blacktown Council has started drilling test bores up to 200 metres deep in a search for water at Rooty Hill. The drilling is taking place at Blacktown International Sports Park, and if successful will see a stormwater harvesting and reuse scheme constructed on site. Results of the test will be known in about 6 weeks. Unauthorised posters opposing same-sex marriage have angered federal MP Chris Bowen. The McMahon MP labelled it a cowardly campaign and called on the perpetrators to stop the vandalism. Same-sex marriage advocate Jeff Thomas believes Mr Bowen is under pressure from religious groups not to support marriage equality. Mr Bowen's spokesman said he was yet to decide on the issue. Charity stores in Parramatta, Baulkham Hills and Castle Hill are spending more than $4,000 a month taking dumped items to the tip. Hawkesbury councillor and St Vincent de Paul worker Bill Whelan says 80 families will miss out on food vouchers due to removal fees. Vinnie's asked that people bring donations into the store during opening hours or call to organise a pickup of larger items. New South Wales Emergency Services Minister Mike Gallagher has hosed down rumours Ingleburn Fire Station will close. Firefighters and residents expressed concerns after the station became the subject of an internal review of service delivery. But a Fire and Rescue New South Wales spokesman said a decision was yet to be made. The Fire Brigade Employees Union says closing the Ingleburn station will place more pressure on firefighters at nearby St Andrews and Macquarie Fields. Pleas to improve road safety near Baldface Public School in Blakehurst are being ignored, according to parents. The school's PNC has asked Cogra Council to extend the school zone or install a pedestrian crossing, speed humps or curb extensions. But a council study found the extra measures weren't needed, and Roads and Maritime Services does not support extending the school zone. A $6 million project will see Cronulla RSL's 50-year-old bowling green replaced with a semi-outdoor dining area. Club management says the project will take advantage of the panoramic beach views and make the club less reliant on poker machines. And in sport, a series of recent stellar performances have made Danny Samuels determined to take gold at this year's London Olympics. The Guildford resident was only one spot away from making the last Olympic finals at the age of 20, and a year later became the youngest world discus champion at just 21. But Samuels was only warming up.
For me, London's been 8 years in the making. I've made these goals when I was 16, which was to win an Olympic Games, and I'm now 24 years old and it's less than 2 months away.
The 2012 London Olympics are what Samuels has been targeting for almost a decade, and she's got her eyes firmly set on a podium finish.
Preparation for London's coming along really well. We're doing a strength phase at the moment and my strength's increased quite a bit. We're starting power next week and then we'll go on to speed strength by the time the Olympics come around. So I had a competition in Shanghai a couple of weeks ago and that went really well. I learned a lot of things from there. You know, most importantly was that, you know, compared myself to those girls and thought, you know, I can beat them on any given day. So it was just a matter of working on some technical aspects in the next 2 months, and you know, hopefully it'll come together by London.
Samuel said she was grateful she got to experience the Games before London, and after panicking in Beijing, knows all she has to do is relax. Long distance runner Jeff Hunt is the latest MacArthur athlete to gain selection in the Australian Olympic team. Hunt, who grew up in Minto, has been selected to compete in the marathon event. Now based at Randwick, the 29-year-old is already researching the London circuit to improve his chances against the world's best. Wesley Needham has bounced his way into the 2012 National Gymnastics Championships at Olympic Park. It's the third time the 14-year-old has competed in the trampoline division since starting in the sport at the age of 10. The Glenwood High School student has also competed in the Junior International Trampoline competition. The Castle Hill RSL Trampoline Club member said he hopes to be selected for the World Championships in Bulgaria in 2013. And finally, Campbelltown could soon be home to the world's largest koala. Campbelltown councillor Sue Dobson will propose the council construct a monument similar to the big banana and the big pineapple. She said the giant marsupial would put Campbelltown on the international tourism map and highlight the need to preserve its koala colonies.
Well, I'm hoping that it would be, the big koala would be a tool for research, particularly to assist UWS in its research work with the local koala colony. There's much needed funds, and in tourism it could be in the form of a restaurant, an education centre and a research centre. I mean, the concept is multiple tasks, and you know, it would assist local businesses. It's just never ending, really.
There are already 2 big koalas in Victoria, but Councillor Dobson said she hoped businesses would help Campbelltown build an unrivalled attraction.
We'll always embrace the koala. We need to preserve and protect it, and Campbelltown needs help. So, you know, I open my arms to help coming in from overseas, from all and any countries that would like to assist us financially to set this concept up.
UWS koala expert Robert Close said money would be better spent on Campbelltown's real koalas, koala warning signs and the Wildlife Health and Conservation Centre in Cobbitty. And that's all the news we have time for. For more information on any of these stories, pick up your local Fairfax community newspaper. I'm Christina Pollard. We'll see you next time.